Jaguar Wright exposes the truth behind Angie Stone's tragic death. What really happened?
They're one of the biggest companies that I was with, Universal Music. It's the second part of the ugly truth. We began to research things to check on my royalties and my statements and things that of that nature, only to find out a lot of my publishing, a lot of my royalties, my mechanical.
As she grew older, Angie expanded her musical influences beyond gospel, eventually becoming a key figure in the neo-soul movement. Her distinct sound and rich soulful voice resonated with listeners and inspired a new generation of artists.
A team of people that, to some degree, supposed to have your back. You're thinking that they're getting it all together for you. You know, that's why, I respect Oprah Winfrey in that respect when she say, do your own research. Stone, the celebrity, that I let a lot of important things slip through the cracks only because I didn't know any better. I worked very hard to take care of my kids as a single mother.
As she grew older, Angie expanded her musical influences beyond gospel, eventually becoming a key figure in the neo-soul movement. Her distinct sound and rich, soulful voice resonated with listeners and inspired a new generation of artists.
Everything that I needed to do for my family, which is why I worked so hard, which is why I traveled so much, which is why I did shows, because at the end of the day, after 40-something years in the business, I'm like, well, why? Where are my royalties going? Because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music has been receiving all my royalties, all my mechanicals. They've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the money that was due to me.
As she grew older, Angie expanded her musical influences beyond gospel, eventually becoming a key figure in the neo-soul movement. Her distinct sound and rich, soulful voice resonated with listeners and inspired a new generation of artists.
All the songs that I've done, I'm only coming to find out they were not properly registered by the companies that I signed over to. People that were supposed to do their due diligence. So I am truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time, because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, money that I'm supposed to be.
As she grew older, Angie expanded her musical influences beyond gospel, eventually becoming a key figure in the neo-soul movement. Her distinct sound and rich, soulful voice resonated with listeners and inspired a new generation of artists.
Representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. See, I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything. What I learned how to do was go out, work hard, get paid, come home, pay my bills, take care of my family. That part. The legal side, when you hire attorneys and managers and agents, they're supposed to make sure the gray area over there.
As she grew older, Angie expanded her musical influences beyond gospel, eventually becoming a key figure in the neo-soul movement. Her distinct sound and rich, soulful voice resonated with listeners and inspired a new generation of artists.
And I know because I've seen it with my own eyes. So I'm just here to let you know, one way or the other, Universal Music, you're going to have to give up my coins.
Something more than an accident? It turns out there's more to Angie Stone's heartbreaking passing than what we've been told. Jaguar Wright has come forward with some shocking claims about the hidden truths behind her death. As always, Jaguar is known for revealing some of the industry's deepest secrets. Secrets that powerful people want to keep buried. And this time, she's suggesting that Angie's death wasn't just an accident, but a calculated move by influential figures in the music business. Jaguar's revelations are particularly alarming because just weeks before Angie's sudden passing, she went public with accusations against top industry executives. She claimed they had been exploiting her for years, stealing her work, and profiting off her efforts without giving her what she deserved. She made it clear that she was done staying silent. Then, not long after, she was involved in a car crash, one that only she didn't survive. Now, Jaguar Wright is calling foul play and insists that something much darker is at play. Let's break down her claims. Angie's journey in music, a legend in her own right. Born on December 18, 1961, Angie Stone was raised in a household where gospel music was deeply ingrained. Her early exposure to powerful gospel performances fueled her passion for singing, setting the foundation for a career that would leave an unforgettable mark on the music world. As she grew, Angie transitioned beyond gospel, becoming a leading voice in the neo-soul movement. Her soulful vocals and distinctive sound influenced some of today's biggest artists, including Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Lyfe Jennings, and Mariah Carey. But her influence didn't stop there. She also played a crucial role in shaping hip-hop and R&B. Breaking barriers in hip-hop. At just 16 years old, Angie made history as part of The Sequence, the first female hip-hop group. They signed with Sugar Hill Records and released Funk You Up, a song so influential that it was later sampled by Dr. Dre and helped shape Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars. However, The Sequence was never properly credited or compensated for their contributions, leading Angie to sue Mark Ronson for copyright infringement. It's worth noting that similar incidents have occurred in the music industry, where black artists, especially female pioneers, have had their contributions erased or undervalued. Does this sound familiar? Because this wouldn't be the first time the industry profited off an artist while leaving them empty-handed. This is a pattern we've seen for decades. Look at how Little Richard's influence was whitewashed and overshadowed, or how TLC was one of the biggest girl groups in history but still ended up bankrupt. And let's not forget Anita Baker, who had to fight tooth and nail to get ownership of her own music back. The music industry has a long history of leaving artists high and dry after using them to make millions. D'Angelo, Mary J. Blige, and Jill Scott, Betrayals and Industry Games. Angie's journey in the industry wasn't easy. While she built an impressive catalogue as a singer, songwriter, and musician, many of her contributions were either overlooked or outright stolen. She played a crucial role in developing D'Angelo's signature sound, writing and producing vocals for Brown Sugar and Voodoo, but was never given the full recognition she deserved. Even her relationship with D'Angelo became strained, as he reportedly downplayed her influence on his music. Could this have been another example of a powerful male artist overshadowing the woman who helped shape his success? And it didn't stop there. Mary J. Blige allegedly took a song Angie worked on with D'Angelo, renamed it, and released it without giving Angie proper credit. Jill Scott's team was accused of closely studying Angie's style, trying to recreate her unique presence in the industry. Despite her talent and influence, she was repeatedly sidelined, underpaid, and taken advantage of. This pattern of industry betrayal isn't new. Think about all the artists who have spoken out about being exploited, only to mysteriously disappear from the spotlight. Lauryn Hill, TLC, Toni Braxton all had battles with the industry that left them financially devastated. Was Angie just another victim of the same cycle? And let's not ignore the fact that Angie was also part of a generation of artists who were trying to redefine the music industry. She was vocal about artist rights, she spoke out about systemic issues, and she wasn't afraid to challenge the big players. Could that have made her a target? Angie's legal battle before her death. Just weeks before her death, Angie was reportedly preparing to take legal action against Universal Music Group over unpaid royalties. She had had enough of being exploited and was ready to fight for the money she rightfully earned. According to her, nearly everyone in her professional circle, her management, her label, had failed her. Her management team didn't advocate for her, while her label allegedly pocketed millions from her hard work, leaving her to struggle financially. Angie described how her royalties had been quietly funneled elsewhere, with contracts being manipulated in ways she never imagined. She worked tirelessly to support her family as a single mother, all while unknowingly being robbed of the fortune she had rightfully earned. But the moment she decided to take a stand, she was gone. This is eerily similar to other artists who have spoken out and then mysteriously died under strange circumstances. Think about Prince, who was fighting for artists to own their masters. Or Michael Jackson, who openly spoke about corruption in the industry. Even Sam Cooke, one of the earliest musicians to advocate for artist rights, met an untimely and suspicious death. Could it really just be a coincidence? Was Angie's death more than just an accident? Now, fans are questioning whether Angie's fatal car crash was truly an accident, or if there was something more sinister involved. After all, the music industry has a long history of silencing artists who speak out against corruption. Some people are pointing out that Angie was the only one who didn't survive the crash, even though the severity of the accident suggested there should have been more casualties. Even more suspiciously, some theories suggest Angie may have already been dead before the crash happened. If true, that would completely change the narrative surrounding her passing. Jaguar Wright är övertygad att Angies död var ingen tillfällighet. She believes that Angie was targeted because she was on the verge of exposing powerful figures in the industry. They want their payment, they want their pound of flesh, Jaguar stated. They don't care how hard she worked for it, that's not her money, it's theirs. That's how the system works. They've been robbing me for years too. She even compared Angie's situation to other mysterious celebrity deaths, mentioning the case of Aaron Carter and how his life ended under similarly strange circumstances. According to Jaguar, artists who push back against the industry's corruption often face extreme consequences.
What do they want?
What do you mean? They want their payment. They want their pound of flesh. They want you to keep feeding the system. Doesn't matter how hard she worked for it. That's not her money. That's their money. That's what they do. They've been robbing me for years.
Yep.
They stole more money from me than they stole from Angie. I can't stop thinking about Nick Carter. And Aaron Carter. I can't stop thinking. Brother in the Illuminati, brother not in the Illuminati. Brother in the Illuminati commits all kinds of heinous crimes against women, and he's okay, but his brother's gone. And all he wanted was his money so he could push on. Like, how many of these things have to happen in front of the public? Of course they're going to attack, I'll be sure. Of course they're going to attack me. Of course they're going to attack anybody who's interested in the truth. Of course they're going to come at us really hard for that first 72 hours and make sure we stop posting, or at least get us flagged from being able to go live so nobody thinks about the details of the fact that we just watched Angie Stone get moved around in real time on her son's.
Final thoughts. What do you believe? With everything we now know about the music industry and the forces controlling it, should we really be surprised by Jaguar's claims? Angie was prepared to expose people who had been exploiting her for years. Then, suddenly, she was gone. The suspicious circumstances surrounding her death have left many unanswered questions, and the more we dig, the more it seems like there's a deeper story at play. What do you think? Do you believe Angie's passing was just an unfortunate accident, or was she silenced before she could reveal the truth? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on the latest industry secrets and celebrity scandals.